that was fascinating. I have my speakers in the back going today. I didn't see that coming. We're not on Facebook today. I screwed that up. I did confirm that didn't work. How are you today? It's Thursday afternoon, St. Louis, 101. I like to be timely. One thing I do like to do is be timely. I got a great show today. We're going to go over realtors who kill. Compass and Zillow. They just can't get together and be happy. And then a flipping scandal in St. Louis, the slow flip. We'll talk about it because I want you to be aware of like scams, like how they work, what to look out for, things of that nature. With that, I'm going to bring on my friend Mike. He's in Arizona. He's an agent. Here we go. Hi, Mike.
Hey, John. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I got to fix one thing. Let me get that in order. Yeah. There we go. All right. Fix that.
Good.
That was bad.
We'll get better.
Yeah. You know, like when you hear sound behind you and in your ears and it's at a different time, it really gets confusing.
Yeah.
You told me something.
Get those headphones.
Yeah. You told me something fascinating about Arizona, and the timing of when the market is hot seasonally. And I was wondering if you could just repeat that to start, because it's different than here in St. Louis.
It is opposite of when you say hot, the weather. July and August.
It's so surprising to me. So like when it's super hot, they're just done. That's the slow time.
Right. It's like Scottsdale moves to Southern California for a couple months. Everybody rents a house there and goes back and forth. You know, us too, here and there. We didn't rent the house this year, but it's people escape the heat as soon as it hits, 100, 105, 110. I think it's comfortable, but people disappear. It gets awfully quiet. So, but the buyers that are here are looking. They need to get in before school starts in August.
Yeah, and so that's the traditional cutoff here in St. Louis is school. So we're about the last week where you could actually buy a house and close in 30 days and still get your kid registered for the first day of school.
Right.
Our season starts in April, really like the first week of April, and it goes until now. So if you haven't, I think that's like made your bag or some weird ass slang. If you haven't done it by now, you're not in a good situation.
Right. And you need to have a house to register for schools there, right? You can't register.
Yeah.
You have to own property for that.
Absolutely. School. Absolutely. Or you have to provide a lease or something like that, but just some sort of proof that you're in the district.
Gotcha.
So, it's just one of those things where the more and more like we talk, the more and more you can see how different markets are.
Absolutely.
It's not when you see national stats, it's kind of strange.
It is.
It's
irrelevant.
Yeah. I felt bad. Somebody on X yesterday was like, my market's, I'm doing awful in the market. And I mean, like I'm on a Hall of Fame run right now, and it's like the market's not bad here. And then, we get the doomers. I was a doomer like 6 years ago, but at this point, if you bought a house 6 years ago, okay, you've got enough equity that if anything happens,
you're good.
You're absolutely good.
You're good.
So one of the things I wanted to start with, Mike, is something that kind of occurred to me while I'm dealing with I wouldn't say difficult client, but a difficult situation. And that is I've noticed that sellers that are older, they tend to want to know who is buying their home. For what purpose are they going to have a family? It's like out of an optimism, I would say, an appreciation for the home. And I wondered if you'd come across anything like that in Scottsdale during your time.
Absolutely. They want to pass it on to a family. If they've been there forever, they raise their kids. They absolutely want to know who's buying, and it's part of our job to find out who it is. Well, yeah. It doesn't matter, but for real.
Well, it's very interesting because I had a multiple offer situation, okay? And the seller was more interested, honestly, in who was buying their house than they were really the net.
Really?
Really didn't care. I mean, they'd feel like, I mean, they were, they'd bought the house 25 years ago. They were easily in the green. Their lives were kind of coming, they could see the end. And they were like, who's going to buy, I would show them all this, here's what's great about this offer. And it's like, yeah, but who's buying it?
Interesting.
I thought so.
Older person.
Older people. It tends to be older people, and they tended to defy what you think of as, the number one motivation for buying a property or for selling a property, that most people just want to make the most they can.
Over ability to get to the closing table.
Yeah.
And get it closed.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this a lot because it goes back to what we were talking about a couple of shows ago. By the way, this is show number 5. It's just flown by. How you present yourself at a showing when you're going to go see a house, you don't know who the seller is. It could be a corporation. It could be a little old lady. It could be a family. We don't know. But what we can control is like the things we say while we're at the house, the things we do, the type of offers we make, and the way we look. I think
because you're being videotaped.
You're at this point in time, assume you're being videotaped and recorded at every showing. It's the way the world is. Deal with it.
Yep.
So I just thought that was really interesting because a lot of the real estate press that we'll read is all about like, well, this person should sell for this reason, or this, and it at the end of the day with these certain sellers, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
And they're not looking for, they're not going outside of like the norms. They're not saying I don't want this type of person to buy the house, or this they just want like the story in their minds to continue. The house is going to go to a good home. I've just noticed it. And it's also different when an older person is, like having help from their children. Because the children do change their opinion. They want the most money.
100%. The stepsister in some far off state.
Yes. Why isn't the check already in my account?
Yep.
And so one of the things there used to be a saying, I don't know if they still, but it's like, be human. Be human.
Be human.
Just try to be human. And I think
not to judge, but it's human nature. You can't help it.
Yeah. Just if there's anything I could tell anybody, just be like human.
Right.
Don't be weird.
Right.
So that was my first little thought. And then the second thought, we've not talked about this offline, but I might as well bring it online. And that is occupational injuries. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to help sellers when they're selling their house. I've done all kinds of odd jobs to get the house sold. I don't think anything of it. But lately, the last 2 sales have caused me to question my effort, as I've ended up in the doctor's office both times. And that, to me, cuts into the profit margins.
That's awesome.
So it got me to thinking, is there any other group of people that will do that for their clients? I feel it's common in our business. But I've never seen I've not seen a doctor, show up at a house to fix anything. A little old lady has a problem. They're not coming over.
No. No.
Your bookkeeper's not, and somehow I'm there.
Bills for you.
Yeah, and somehow I'm there moving furniture.
It's always moving furniture, especially a vacant house. If the sellers have gone and you got to get a couple pieces out, you have to.
And this conflicts with, I talked with somebody recently, and they were like a psychologist. And I was like, don't you want at the end of the day to believe like your work mattered? You helped someone? And they're like, no, I don't care. I don't care at all.
I'm afraid that maybe society. I don't know.
It's like, they're like, well, these people are crazy. So how am I going to fix their crazy? That was the logic. Like, so how could I value myself against crazy people? And this was the logic. Okay. But it's not my logic.
No.
And it's a very odd thing. I will take any listing. Okay. I feel like I've proven it on this show. I mean, I will take anything because that's just who I am. I just think, and then my job is to sell it. Right.
Yep.
So like if I have a house that's like a hoarder house, I mean, I'm probably not going to be cleaning everything out by myself, but I'm not going to bring something to market that looks awful.
No, it represents you.
It's disrespectful to the buyer's agents that walk through the house.
Yep.
It signals that you don't care. And I find that to be wrong.
I agree.
So I was curious, Mike, what is it that you've done for a house?
I was thinking about this. You and I were talking the other day. I feel like I can fix anything and I have to hold back. I'm not there to fix it. I don't want the liability.
Right.
But if I'm going to cut a tree limb down or something, clean up, move furniture, things like that, I don't love it when it's 115 degrees in the house. But if it helps sell the house, you have to.
I won't do electrical for that very reason.
I don't touch electrical.
But
other things, probably more than I should.
I have vacuumed more homes of others than my own.
I love it. I can tell you on the commercial side, the scary part is removing vagrants from the property. It's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
I usually say, don't be here. I'll be back in an hour. Please don't be here.
Right. I'll tell you what, I've gone through thousands of houses, thousands. And I mean, when I walk in a house and if I'm just looking, and I don't care what the price of the house is, but if I walk in and the floor has stuff on it, it's like, how hard was it for you to get a broom and sweep it up? It's not hard.
Get a paper towel, wipe it if there's shoe prints. You just do.
And I always have these houses that I call shower houses where like, if I go in it, like I'm going to need a shower afterwards. And there's like, it's not negotiable.
We've all had those.
Yeah. Even then, like if I list one of those, like say there's a stove, I'm cleaning the stove. I'm getting it, or I'm paying for it to get cleaned.
Right.
Because I just feel like there's something there. Like you can't sell a house for a decent price. And what are you even doing? Like if you're trying to list a house for sale and then you're not doing anything,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't work for me. So no,
we've all had the clients that have bought the other house and they're just done with that house.
Yes.
They're just done with it.
Yes.
Really?
Right. Right.
But I want this much money.
I have a story from the trail if you'd be interested.
Sure.
I have an agent friend. I don't have many in St. Louis, but I have an agent friend texted me yesterday. He said that his buyers moved into a house. Okay. This is going on right now. Buyers moved into a house and the seller had ADT as their security camera company. So apparently ADT also has cameras now. And he said that when the seller went to turn it off at closing, ADT said, we may not be able to shut it off for 30 days. Okay. All right. Okay. So then the buyers were like, okay, well, just give us the code so we can, we can switch it over. Right. Seller refuses. Seller refuses to give the code. After closing, refuses to give the code. And so now the seller has a prime view into these buyers' home for the next 30 days.
Wow.
My friend is representing the buyers. Yeah. Livid.
Yeah, I would be too. I'd rip them out of the wall.
That's what I'm wondering.
Wow.
I mean, how can that go? I mean, there's a reason why it's called a closing.
Right.
Okay. That means it's all financially done. Yeah. And
if someone slips and falls, it's your problem.
Yeah. I mean, this is almost the equivalent. I don't know if they still do it, but we used to have to return cable boxes if we changed.
Right. Not so much anymore.
Right. So if I'm the buyers, I'm taking all the stuff, all the cameras, and I'm throwing them in the trash. Okay.
Yep.
And if you come back at me, Mr. Seller, let's do it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I had one earlier this year. sellers wanted to meet the buyers and walk through. It was like 3 hour instructional of how everything worked. And I was a little nervous. I'm always a little nervous when they're meeting. I'm like, how's this going to go? It was awesome. It was awesome.
Okay. What was the price of the home around?
875, 870.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a highly automated home or something?
A lot of, the ADT. I had the ADT cameras and a lot of security. He was a pretty handy guy, so the attic fan, things like that, the switch here, the pool. There's a lot of pool instruction. People come here don't know how to do the pool, but it was the nicest love fest. It was it was great. I wish they could all go that way.
Yeah, I do too.
They don't.
They don't. Well, I have one other thing that I didn't put on the list. I feel like I'm ambushing you today.
That's okay.
I wanted to ask you something, and it happened to me recently, and I'm confused by it. I'm the listing agent, okay?
Gotcha.
And about a week before the contracted close, I'm in touch with my title company daily, and they're like, "Hey, these people aren't getting back to me." I said, "Oh, okay." So I called the buyer's agent. I said, "Hey, doesn't look like we're closing on time. Like, let's see if we can work this out."
Right.
So the agent went and did what some agents do. They just, rather than doing something, actually doing it, they just like talk.
Right.
So she talked to her broker, and her broker said, "I guarantee it will close on time." Her broker said that.
Okay.
She talked to the title company, the buyer title company, and they said, "We guarantee it'll close on time."
Okay.
And so she called me back and she said that they're guaranteeing it's going to close on time. And I was like, I don't see how that's going to happen.
Closing.
Because my title company is like, we've not heard from these people.
Right.
Like we don't even know what's going on. I said, but she said it's good. So, and then on title, they're bankers hours. So Saturday and Sunday, we were getting nothing.
Nothing. Monday
rolls around. I'm like, hey, still it doesn't look real good. Talk to her. She's, oh no, everything's fine. And at that point I was like, closing is on Wednesday. And I work with the same people all the time. I've been with this title lady for 10 years.
Right.
Okay. If she tells me it's not closing, it's not closing.
It's not closing.
No. So I didn't know what to do because I'm here like there's a written contract, okay, that can be changed if need be.
Right.
Okay. I'm telling you, everything I see leads me to believe we aren't closing on time.
Funding issue?
No.
Okay.
The next day's Tuesday. I'm like, hey, what you got, title company? They're like, oh, well, the title company responded, and it's a different person than we were supposed to talk to. I said, okay. And they're like, it's not going to close. I said, okay. Wednesday was the closing, supposedly. Agent calls me angry. My buyers took off work to close on this property. Because of your title company, we're not closing.
Okay.
Like, and she's like, you're going to have to pay for our insurance and you're going to have to pay for the financing and all this stuff extra. I talked to my broker. I said, all right, I'm my broker and I don't care if you talk to your broker or not.
I love that.
I really don't.
I love that. Okay.
And then as far as, is it our fault that you're not able to, that we're not closing on time? I mean, whatever you want. I know for a fact, I can see the email trail and it isn't us.
Right.
So whatever they're telling you is fine. You can believe that. I don't care. What would you like to do about it? How would you like to solve this issue?
Yeah.
And it got me to thinking like, why? It was so unnecessary to me.
It is. You always find out. I always tell clients, we're building our team between the lender and the thing. You always find out who the weak link is at the last minute.
Now,
at the last minute.
this thing did close, okay, but all of the people that we were in contact with on the other title company are no longer with that title company. And before we even started working with that title company on the buyer side, they had already lost 50% of their people.
Wow.
And the agent knew that title company was having problems.
Yeah.
And she was told by her broker, and by the way, it was in their office.
The title company was in their office.
So then now you can see where there's a financial incentive for the broker to say whatever.
Yep.
Because they're paying rent.
They're paying rent.
And at this point, okay, the agent's just livid with me. I mean, we're not talking, and that's fine.
I love that.
She's on my list. Congratulations.
Right.
Good luck getting a property. You know, your offer better be twice what it should have been next time.
Right.
Okay, just know that.
I love it.
But I just don't know why that was all necessary. The title company literally makes $1,000 or less.
Right.
Okay, and they're going to hold up a deal due to just incompetence. It's just bizarre.
Pick up the phone call.
Nothing. They're like, yeah, and that's the weird thing. And so the things that got to me is, so the agent was like, I'm going to have my title company call your title company, but they never did.
Okay.
Like, I'm having my broker call your title company, like, because again, I'm the problem. It's my title company. We need documents from the buyers to close, but it's our problem.
That's your problem, right?
It was embarrassing.
Last minute emails back and forth, hours before.
It was embarrassingly stupid.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
And it's like performative. Like, does the buyer's agent look better in her client's eyes now because she acted like silly?
Yeah. If people get defensive, they're embarrassed. It's real estate is emotional transactions.
It is
for everybody.
But like, I don't understand why there's this belief that everything's going to work out in real estate. I mean, things happen all the time.
They do.
You never, like, when you take a listing, you never know what's going to come back on. Well, I was curious. Does the seller traditionally pay for title work in Arizona, or does the buyer?
It's split.
It's split?
Yep. Depends on the deal.
Really? But, what about residential?
Or so. Yeah, seller pays for the Alta, right?
Yeah, well, so no, the buyer pays for that here.
Okay.
So the buyer is basically in control.
Buyers paying for things.
The buyer is more in control for the title company than the sellers are.
It's the buyer's, ultimately it's the buyer's option. And during 22, 23, we had that discussion a lot. Just, I want to use my title company. You want to use yours. Well, is the deal going to happen if we can't use mine? It's, it happened a lot. I was
told, like, hey, just go with this other title company so both sides of it are on the deal. That'd have been a disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster. Yeah. Now I have no outlet for when things go wrong. Yeah. I have no one advocating for our position.
Right.
It's stupid.
It is. I agree. You want to work with people you've worked with and trust and know that are going to get it done.
Yeah. That's why I've always thought the lending component was so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll get a Rocket mortgage. Okay. And then everything's going to go well. And like, maybe, the
bigger the bank, the less likely it is to go smoothly.
Yeah. And it's like, well, we got this great rate, and I understand that. Okay. But if I'm in competition with 3 other buyers, okay, and we're running Rocket, you got to hope the agent's brand new and just doesn't know.
It just doesn't know.
Yeah. And that's why I've had problems with this. I have problems with, we have these stated truths that aren't true in our business all over the place. And one of those stated truths is the buyer should shop around for the best mortgage rate. Okay. You can
You can.
go for it.
Yep.
But I'd like to close.
Everybody's going to tell you.
Yeah, I'd like to close the deal. I'd like to close.
Everybody's going to tell you they'll give you the best rate. They won't tell you what it costs.
No. And I mean, when you go and look at all these junk fees and stuff,
right?
Those junk fees aren't making it to my wallet. Okay.
No.
So like all that talk about how everything's like, how it's all, how you can't give an incentive from a title company or from a title or a lender to an agent because that's going to keep the market like more competitive. Yeah. The kickbacks are going to keep the market. It's always been false.
Yeah.
If you gave me a rebate, okay, and you were still higher than somebody else or couldn't perform, I wouldn't want to use you.
No. Can you get it done? Have you proven that?
Yes. And that typically leads you to somebody local.
Yep.
It's just what it is.
I think the consumer, I will probably touch on this. I think the consumer doesn't know.
Consumer's not always right. That's a big failure in logic. Maybe if you're at Nordstrom's, okay, right, and you're picking between two styles of shoes, but
I think they don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, this idea that the seller or the consumer is always right in real estate, that's just stupid.
Yeah, there's much more that happens behind the curtain. I would say if there's no hiccups, your agent's doing a lot behind that you don't know.
Yeah.
When there's problems, you probably hear about your agent.
Right.
So
I don't know. It was fascinating to me because like if I hadn't reached out, the response would have been the same as if I would have reached out.
You wouldn't have gotten yelled at though.
Well, I would have the same day. I got yelled at anyway. And I've gotten to the point where I'm not interested in being right all the time.
Right.
Being right isn't what motivates me, but I do question like what is going on. And so I called the title company. I was like, is it me? I mean, I'm seeing this come through and is it me? Am I the bad one here? And they're like, no, this is insane. I was like, thank you. Thank you.
I ask myself that question often.
Good.
Really?
Good. Yeah. If it is me, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it.
But
you can't hurt my feelings.
No. Oh, you can hurt. You'll hurt my feelings. But I was like, this is like crazy. This whole thing is crazy.
It's like,
it makes no
that
sense.
Camera show, that Candid Camera, whatever that show was.
Yeah. And it's
fun.
It's just like, I don't understand, like with this other agent, I didn't look at her, the license when she was licensed
yesterday,
but I just feel like I've been beaten so hard and humbled. Like I've been beaten by the humble stick in real estate over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like last thing I would want to do is fight with with me.
And that doesn't get you to a solution.
No. Like I'm literally, the way I see it, if I can't close on this deal, I don't have a check.
Right.
Okay. And I'm motivated by a check. It's not even a very good check. And part of it went to the doctor's office on this deal. So it's like, but it's still a check for me. And that's why there's never been a time in my mind where I would say like, oh, I'm not going to deal with this particular group of people because of some sort of social stigma. No, I'll whoever, anybody, because I want to check.
Yeah.
I don't want to exploit a group. We'll see that in this one article. I just want a check.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at.
To do your best. Do your best.
Yeah.
I don't even care whose fault it is. Let's figure out how to fix it.
No.
And then if you care, we'll figure that out later.
But if you're dug in, okay, and you believe you're right, like why do I need to convince you that you're wrong? You can continue being right. But can we just fix this?
Right.
Like, and it's not negotiating. I'm not negotiating with you, okay? I just want the deal to close.
This has to be done to close.
It's like,
We're not closing without
good
this.
Lord. All right.
That's
Beating
fun.
that to death. Now let's do the Compass and Zillow thing. The concern is no one's going to know what we're talking about. And it's like, I want to tell the folks at home what I know. And I don't even understand it, quite frankly.
I don't either. I have a word for, I don't know if I can say it. But,
I was on X, and one agent that works for Compass is like, look at how brave so-and-so is for disrupting the industry. I'm like, what are you talking? I didn't want to fight with him. He's following me, and I don't have enough followers as it is, so I don't see the point in throwing one off.
Right.
But I was like, I don't, it just seems to me like Zillow had all this money. Okay. Zillow had all this money because they figured out that agents are too lazy to go get their own leads. Okay.
Yeah.
And so they're like, hey, yeah, here, you can have this lead if you pay for it.
And we gave it to them.
Yeah. 100%. Okay. So then now we've given all this stuff to Zillow. Okay. And then Compass is like, well, we're getting all this money to build a brokerage. All right. And so they're just pilfering agents all over the place with these wonderful deals, signing bonuses and all this stuff.
Yep.
And it worked. It just happened to work. It was at the right point in time. You know, it was after the 2007, 2008 thing, I believe. And it just worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And it worked. And so then they just start buying other brokerages. I mean, just literally they bought like the number 2 brokerage in the country when then that made them number 1. And so now they said, we're the biggest and baddest. We can fight you, Zillow.
Yeah.
And then NAR is over there just in a corner, like just coward.
They don't want to upset anybody.
They're just confused and afraid. NAR needs a hug. If there's anybody that ever needed a hug, it's NAR.
They've had a rough few years.
Yeah, they're like, all we're trying to do is advocate for our people. And when did that become wrong? And it's like, well, it became wrong when the board is composed of all these people that are disrupting the industry. You know, it's like, it's problematic. So it seems like until the market dies, okay, falls off a cliff, this free money that these companies are basically spending against each other will continue, and it'll be more and more bizarre.
I can't imagine the money that's being wasted on this whole thing. Billion. I can't imagine.
Yes. And so, like, if I wanted to do like a straight news real estate thing, I couldn't even do it because I don't remember who sued who first.
Right. Or how many times back and forth.
And then they withdraw their lawsuits, and then they sue again.
Right.
And I don't even, like, it's gotten to the point where I don't even know I don't know what we're suing over.
Right.
Okay. I don't even know.
I don't either.
And just as, like, if I could say something to the general public, as far as I remember, okay, if I wanted to sell a house and I was part of my real estate board, I could list on my MLS, and that listing would go all across the world. Okay. Like a blowtorch, and somebody would know. And then somebody would come, like they'd have their agent, and they would come and they would probably buy the house if it was priced right. And that worked really well.
It worked well.
Okay. And then for some reason, like killing the golden goose perhaps is the, what is it? I don't know. It's not a metaphor. It's not a simile. Is it idiom? Idiom? I don't know.
Idiom? Analogy?
I don't know. But anyway, it's something. You're just taking this poor goose and you're just bashing it over the head. And it's at some point in time, you're not going to want the eggs.
Yep.
That's where I'm at. All right. So we're going to do great moments in tech history. I'm going to try and share a meme I made today. So I don't know if it's going to work.
Moments in tech history.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get it. Okay. Here's a meme that I made.
You're a meme maker now.
Can you see it?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go back to this page. Let me go back to this page so I can see if I can if the people can see it. No, you can't. No one can see it. There. Oh.
Right.
All right, but let's go here. Okay, so I made this.
That's awfully good.
Thanks, man. It's called AI. You should look into it.
Called AI.
I think it's going to make some changes in the world.
You know how I feel about AI.
Yeah, I really feel like at this point they're rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. Okay, and so if you see it's got big industry, that's the Titanic. Okay,
right.
Or it's a ship that's like the Titanic. It's not really the Titanic images because I'm sure that's owned by some group. But so the big industry, there's these portal wars, there's these private listings and the infighting. We're very angry with each other. And then there's this external disruption, which is the iceberg, right? It's the NAR settlements, lawsuits, and tech plus consumer expectations. The consumer to me has been totally eliminated from this argument.
Right.
And then there's us in the lifeboats. It says day-to-day agents and consumers. I think that the agents and consumers are both in the same space. We are not running the show, okay? And so it's like the industry itself, it's eating itself. It's destroying itself.
It absolutely is. Can I say pissing match?
It is, but with like I would like to have a reason to do it. They're just doing it.
There's no reason.
There's a crossing of the streams going on here, and I just find it to be uncomfortable.
Now, does the consumer even know what it's all about?
Well, that's the point you made online. Oh goodness.
They don't.
Look at that.
When you hire I would think a consumer hires an agent, sell my house. I don't care when you market it, where you market it, however, just sell it. Has it been an issue?
I have people that tell me that it will be cheaper to sell a house now because of something they heard on TV.
What's that?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't have to pay commissions anymore.
Right. I don't have to pay commissions anymore.
Compensation.
Whatever it is, concessions. Basically, as a buyer or as a seller, I'm not paying anything anymore. And it's going to work out.
And it'll work out fine. Yeah.
It's confusing. It's confusing.
Put a sign in your yard. Put it on Facebook Marketplace. You'll do great.
That's the other thing. Look, man, if you want to sell your own house, you put it on Zillow tomorrow. There's no argument. There's nothing there. If I have a buyer that's interested and I call you and I say I have a buyer interested and you have like someone else that's interested and they're going to beat me on my commission, then I lose. That's the reality of today.
It is.
And yet we're going to still fight these fights.
Yeah.
So then let me see if I can do some more real estating, technological marveling. Do this here.
We need a producer.
I know, but I'm not that, we got thrown off. Our last show got thrown off for a free music violation.
Did it really?
Copyright. Yeah. Our last live stream got pitched.
What music?
It was like, I got it from like no copyright freetouse.com.
Oh, it's not. I gotcha.
And then apparently it was copyrighted and they came after me.
YouTube's tough about that.
Yeah, they are. Let's see. I'm trying to find what I'm looking for here. Oh, so I have this. So we're gonna do in backwards order. So I have this. Okay, and then let me put it here. There's so many buttons to click. Good Lord. Okay, this is an email I got, and I believe that it's in response to the portal wars or the fights. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to go over to it so that I can read it as we go along. It says, the subject is something new we think you'll like.
Yahoo.
Like, I'm thinking of all the things that I like in the world. I like money. I like friends and family.
Yeah.
I don't really care about an MLS rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to get up in the morning and go, praise the Lord, the MLS has changed a rule.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So, and this, I want to kind of tie it in with your stuff, Mike, because you may have different MLS rules, and that's why I wanted to go over. It says coming in August, Maris will be introducing new marketing visibility options to give greater marketing flexibility and control to you and your seller. Okay, so where I'm at right now off the bat is I don't need greater marketing flexibility and control.
No.
Neither does my seller.
Nope.
What does my seller know about selling a house?
Nope. Sell it.
Yeah, that's why they're paying me.
My client wants to see when they're flipping through, they want to see their house pop up.
Right. On the portals. Like
On the
Zillow.
portal.
Yeah.
Yep.
It says unique to Maris Marketplace, these categories replace office exclusive. So for me, office exclusive was very confusing because if it's office exclusive, you could have it in your office and market it to your own office, but not market it to the MLS. Even though
Probably
you're using
goes back to the old days where you had the books. You know,
well, it's exactly, or it's like commercial real estate where you own the listing.
Yeah.
Okay. But we haven't been in that space since 1990.
Right.
We're not taking that. We're not going back.
No.
So I didn't really like office exclusive for that reason. Because, I mean, look at who that benefits. I'm a brokerage of one. Okay.
Right.
I think the biggest office here might have 100 agents or more.
Right.
Okay. But then that leads me to say, which I've always believed, I'm not so sure that it's the greatest thing in the world. You know, we talk about dual agency being bad, but if you've got a brokerage and you're holding both sides of the listing and the buyer, you have more control than I do, or I would. So who are you really advocating for? Well, if there's two agents in your office and they're representing either side, to me, the brokerage is basically double-ended the deal.
Yep.
And so why would we promote that over, a seller's agent and a buyer's agent?
Right. And so I'm okay with the sellers and buyers. I mean, we have 250
there you go.
agents in our office. We have double. My broker holds the listing.
Yeah.
There's two different agents.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is relative to someone outside of your office,
right,
on a taking one half of the deal.
Right.
To me, it just seems like you've created an environment with office exclusives that restrict the seller from the marketplace, the full marketplace.
The full market.
And I think that's wrong.
I do too.
Okay. So,
but I don't think the seller knows.
No. And I think that when we saw that sales funnel from Compass, they would have no idea that was just totally not what you would want to do.
Right.
Because it looks good. It looks good. Very well produced.
Yeah.
All right. It says, why is Maris making these improvements? Well, our goal is to preserve the cooperative marketplace for timely, accurate, comprehensive, and transparent listing data. I don't think that's wrong. I think that's great. And it says, while also ensuring the ability of our brokers to meet a seller's privacy needs. That's the part if you want to make this about, and I think this is the big rub.
Yeah.
If I have like a $10 million house in St. Louis, there's probably only like 5 of them. Okay. I don't really want somebody that's not qualified walking through my house. And I don't know that I really want to put it on the market. I don't know that I want to put it on the market.
Yep.
Like the full MLS blast. Okay.
We see that a lot here.
But I also think when you do that, that opens up the doors to real discrimination. Real discrimination.
For sure.
Which is what I thought we were all trying to get away from.
Right.
So that's problematic on that part. But if you want to say like a certain property over X amount of dollars in your marketplace gets a special classification, I'm okay with that. And if we did that, would you stop all this other garbage?
All the lawsuits?
Yeah, because the $40,000 listing doesn't need to be office exclusive. Okay.
No. Right.
The agent's making maybe $400 on the deal. Okay. It's a waste of their time to even put it on the MLS.
They don't want to. Right.
You know?
Right.
But I mean, is that the compromise that would solve this ridiculousness? Why are we trapped in a space where we're not even, I mean, this is not my daily life.
No. Because it sounds cool to say I have office exclusives that nobody else has.
Right. Great. It's the
Great.
whole thing. Like I send an email and it says, or I send a letter, it says I have a buyer. I may
Yeah.
or may not.
I may or may not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Have you ever had someone call you a buyer and say, "Oh, why didn't I know about that house?" You know,
What?
they saw it sold on some.
Yeah.
No?
I have people who will see something like on Zillow that sold like 2 years ago and they'll be like,
Yeah,
I'd
2 years ago.
like to see this. I'm like,
All
okay,
the
well, I'll
time.
look it up. And, oh, it's not available. And it's
I
like,
do
and
get
then they come at you. You lied to me. I'm like, you called me. I don't know anything about this.
Right?
Who calls it? Like, that's the other thing is everyone comes at the agent for the industry's problems. Okay. You want me to defend Zillow. Like, I'm going to call Mr. Zillow and fix
Right.
this. I'm going to get right on the phone and fix this with
Yeah.
Mr. Zillow. It's so stupid.
They've got to get away. NAR has to do a better job of educating the public that Zillow is a data. Zillow is terrible information.
Well, I mean, it's a good user
Not
interface. It's a good
Right.
user, but anyway, so let's now it's going to be, it says listings waited for, so, okay. When reviewing office exclusive listings, Maris identified several uses more related to marketing than privacy. Listings waiting for photographs or for the house to be painted, or for instance, were being placed in office exclusive, which limits both transparency and true picture of the marketplace. But that's not even true.
Right.
Okay. You, the way they set up, they only had 2 buttons, either make it go live or office exclusive. So one of my first listings on the new system, I made it go live because it wasn't an office exclusive, but it wasn't really ready to market. I just didn't know you could press incomplete. There's like, don't save it. And you say,
Yeah.
well, this isn't fair because, well, watch this. Within what, 2 days, business days, you have to have it in the MLS now? That was the
2
clear
business
cooperation rules. Okay. Well, what if I have a document from my seller that says I don't want to list it in the MLS for such a certain amount of days? Now that's what my seller wants. Okay.
We have
So
that
then-
document now.
Well, there you go. We had it before all this. Now,
Yeah.
my seller is dictating exactly what they want. All right. Are we going to tell that the seller that they can't have that? It's stupid.
Yep.
That's stupid. So
It is.
so I just, you know, I understand the idea that it's not fair to have a listing that you're marketing to like 3 people, okay?
Yeah.
And then one of those 3 people puts an offer in and it's like 20 grand less than what it should have gone for because it never got exposure. I also understand the desire to not, as an organization, not have agents specifically try to double into every deal they do. Okay?
I agree.
I am totally fine with that.
Yep.
But I don't know that the fix was ever putting the listing in the MLS requirement within 1 day or 2 days of signing the listing agreement.
Right. And sometimes you'll be going through putting the listing in, you're like, crap, I gotta go check this out. I gotta do it incomplete.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days.
Oh man, I take, and then
A
I'm the
week.
guy, I don't want something to look stupid online.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want that to be me. And so I'm sitting there and I look at it at least 100 times.
hmm
And I
Me
still
too.
miss it.
And I still miss it, right?
So we got a chat. It says, as a layperson, I think it's fine. If that's what the seller wants, then okay. I agree with that. If that's what
Yeah.
the seller wants.
I agree.
100%. All right. So here we go. So what are they doing? It says they're going to make a difference between SAM, which I don't even know what that makes, confidential and full. The best way to think about these new categories is by exposure or visibility levels rather than statuses. All listings in SAM, confidential, and full exposure can be coming soon or active, for instance. But each carries unique marketing or privacy advantages. All right. So confidential, it's maximum privacy. Now, I don't even know why we need privacy. I don't get that. It says visible only to the managing broker and listing agent, not including the IDX, VOW, which caused some issues that I don't understand, or back office data feeds, not included in production or ranking reports, and days on market don't accrue. and price changes aren't displayed. But why are you changing the price in the back end on a listing that you have,
but not publicly?
And what you're doing now, if it says it says can be coming soon or active. So now people are going to get stuck putting in like Sam, but it's in coming soon, and they didn't. And then that somebody, that just opens it up to more confusion. Because we can't show something in coming soon.
We can.
Yeah. So there you go. And
why would you change a price in coming soon that the public can't see?
Right. So then it says seller approved marketing, most flexible marketing option. All marketing is at broker discretion, not included in the IDX feeds or broker websites, included in VOW, which I don't understand how that's different than the IDX. Broker back office.
VOW. I don't know VOW. We don't.
I've seen it all the time, but I just never figured out what it meant. And then in Maris products, visible throughout MLS ecosystem, including production and ranking reports, DOM days on market don't accrue, and price changes aren't displayed. Well, how does that even work? How if you don't have a price change? I mean, it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A problem,
in the morning I'm looking at listings, okay, the hot sheet. Yep. Okay, and this one shows up. Now, why did it show up? It's a different price. But I'm not going to know that? And then the other thing, I don't care about production reports. Do you know how ridiculous those are?
They're ridiculous.
If you have a team of 50 people and everybody has to put your name at the thing, it looks like you really sold a lot of houses. Right. Meanwhile, you're sitting in playing golf in Florida. I didn't know what the hell's going on. So that doesn't. So now, thank you. You've given me seller approved marketing, which is Orwellian because the seller didn't approve anything. They don't even know what they're doing.
Right. They're hiring us.
It's like, hey, I want to sell my house. Oh, well, let me educate you on the 16 different combinations and permutations of how we can market your house. And that's also going to be different than the Compass 3-step method. And
you got to tell the ER doctor how to set your bone.
Right. It's being done by people that don't do real estate.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's true. The lawmakers that are writing these.
And then you've got full exposure, the greatest possible exposure. It says then it's in all the feeds. It's visible through the MLS. And then it says the days on market accrue and price changes are displayed.
Mm-hmm. Cast the widest net.
That's why didn't we do that in the first place?
Yeah.
And so it's like.
Yeah. It's a solution to a problem that doesn't really. It's more paperwork.
Let's make the consumer even more confused.
Right. We don't have to pay commissions, and you don't have to advertise it.
It's just confusing. Like, stop confusing the consumer.
Right. I agree.
All right. So then let's get into the articles here. This is we can kind of. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because, 10 years ago, I could go online and I could get an article and I could read it. Okay.
Right.
Well, they've made that difficult.
It's difficult. You need to log in. You need a password.
Yeah. You need to pay like $17.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So this is from an online marketplace. Now, do I think that this is a legit website? I don't know. Okay. It looks like what they did was they bought the packages to the other ones and then put this one as a mashup. Anyway, so Zillow and Compass, it says, Compass filed several code of ethics complaints against Zillow, alleging false advertising claims across 26 states, 55 MLSs, and 30 realtor associations. Now, the first question I have, I did take the continue and ed this year. How is it that a corporation is able to file code of ethics violations against another corporation at the local realtor board? Where the hell did that come from? How are you going to punish any of these people? Take away their license for a year? They don't have licenses.
They don't, right?
So what to start with? What are we doing?
Right.
You've now taken, like, if I have a dispute with someone else, and by the way, if I have a dispute with someone else, it's a very limited range of disputes I can have with them. I can't say that they didn't pay me my commission.
Yeah.
That automatically gets thrown into the courts here. I don't know about you.
You have mediation right there.
Yeah, we have mediation, but it's not going to be on commission.
No,
Never.
it's contract.
Yeah, so I don't even know, like, what is the end game here is to just annoy people. Okay.
I think it's for the lawyers to get paid.
The 7 people at the realtor board meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who haven't done a transaction in 35 years.
Right. You know, they're really looking. I really want that mediator that they've chosen. I'm sure that that's going to totally on the up and up.
Right.
And again, like, what are you going to fine them? What? I mean, that just the start irritates me.
Yep.
It says the complaints focus on listing access standards, with Zillow accused of labeling available properties as not for sale. Compass has already filed some complaints, with others set to follow. Compass told Housing Wire, when sellers choose to publicly market their homes and make them available to the broadest possible audience, Zillow is keeping those listings from buyers because they were not initially prioritized on Zillow. In some cases, Zillow is displaying active, publicly available listings as not for sale. That goes into this whole thing where I don't know what that means.
Right.
So, did anybody believe that Zillow's the arbiter of true information? Or that anyone is?
That anyone is true.
Yeah. Are you saying that Compass has a better informational system for the MLS than Zillow does? It could be true.
Could be.
But I mean,
you don't know.
We still get calls for houses that sold like 3 years ago.
All the time.
Whose fault is that?
I want to go see this property.
I just don't, and then it's like Zillow's intentionally withholding. I don't think there's a big Zillow. Okay. I think there's a little, a server rack somewhere in California, and that's Zillow. Yeah. I think that's Zillow.
Could be.
And there's like 3 people that work for that. Building. Yeah.
Recently a client called me. They were a little upset because Zillow said it was pending, and it wasn't. It was active under contract, but still accepting background. Right. Zillow had it as pending.
Right.
It wasn't.
For me, like we have active under contract. I just put it pending because I don't want to deal with anything else. I'm good.
If it's a solid deal.
Yeah. Well, and then then somebody will say, "Well, do you want a backup contract?" I'm like, "No. When this one fails, I'll call you." Okay. I mean, you can solve all these problems by just being human.
Being human, picking up the phone and having a conversation.
Yes. So it says, we believe this is false advertising that misleads consumers and keeps buyers from finding homes that sellers have intentionally made available to the market. Sellers should decide how their homes are marketed, and buyers deserve accurate information about what is actually for sale. But again, I don't understand the standard that they're using for Zillow being the most perfect arbiter of information.
Right. That's what
it's like they say stuff, but it's not. Yeah, they say stuff, but it's not got anything to do with the problem.
Right. I just said yesterday, the more technology advances, the more you need us. The less you can believe what you read.
Yeah, it says, meanwhile, Inman reported that 2 specific properties were excluded under Zillow's listing access standards. 2 listings. 2 listings in the United States. That's the best you could do.
Sales.
Do you know how many sales there are? Do you know how many listings there are in the United States in a day?
Yeah.
It's more than 2.
Yeah. And I think there was 9 that they made him put back on, right? Was it 6 or 9?
I don't know. And then it says, Inman said the listings were active or pending on Redfin, while Zillow labeled them as off market. Well, if they're, again, like this is what you're into, if it's pending, okay.
Yeah.
What difference does it make?
Right. It's not available.
It's not available to show.
Right now, today, it's not available.
No. But they do this, like my MLS, like the people that play with the MLS here, like brokerages, one big brokerage here in St. Louis has this way of saying that they listed it 3 days before everyone else because they managed to figure out a computer program in the back end So their listing, so the listing for your house shows up first because they had it 3 days before even Zillow had it, because they've set the website calendar or the time frame to make it so that it looks like they've always done it first. And I'm not going to call them out. And I know you've been doing it for a decade, and I hate you. There.
Right.
You know. So anyways, but so to me, am I going to my local real estate board and filing a complaint against that corporation?
That's what I don't understand. It doesn't matter. Why?
No. It says Zillow said its listing access standards policy applies to listings that are publicly marketed on the condition that they have been offered to a narrower audience first.
They should have hired an agent.
I don't understand. It says publicly marketed on the condition that they have been offered a narrower audience first.
It's like semi-public.
Zillow also told Inman that block listings can become eligible for display again if the seller changes agents or brokerages. Zillow's website does caveat that information shown on its property pages may differ from information available through other websites or public sources. I think that's exactly true.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't care how it gets out there as long as it gets out there.
Like if you're a person and you list something on Zillow, you can't come at my MLS and tell me we listed it wrong.
Right. If
you didn't use us.
Right.
It's confusing to me. It says Zillow person told Inman it's not surprising that Compass, a defendant in our federal antitrust lawsuit, is looking for additional venues to fight the same battle it's losing in court. But I don't know what the battle is at this point in time.
I don't either.
Who's suing who? It says Compass business model depends on keeping listings off the public market first. So they are the one limiting reach and later wanting Zillow to cover for their scheme. That's not false advertising. It's standing up for a fair and transparent housing market.
Who's saying that? Zillow?
Yeah. Okay. But that's true. If you're doing the Compass model, your listing isn't going on the MLS first.
No.
We went through that sales funnel last week.
Right.
They have like some sort of cabal where they drive around and stare. It's like a broker open house, but it doesn't ever end.
Right.
It's not innovative, by the way.
No.
You know, it's just stupid.
Exclusive.
Yeah, it's not.
I've got something nobody else has.
Yeah. It's just dumb.
I agree.
All right.
I think it's lawmakers and associations creating a job for themselves.
And then, like, how ethical? I mean, again, it's whose ethics? Is it ethical is Compass being ethical in anything that they're doing?
Depends what the consumer wants.
No, it doesn't depend on what the consumer wants. They're out for themselves. It's their own ethics.
Yeah. They're big enough they can make up their own ethics.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then it says, so anyway, they had the same quote in this one. It says, this is not the first time Compass sought to dismantle Zillow's listing access standards policy, which the listing portal debuted in 2025. Under the policy, any listing that is publicly marketed for more than one business day prior to being available for display on IDX or VOW, I'm going with VOW, feed-powered websites is banned from the listing portal.
That's the 9 that were banned, right?
Nine properties. Yeah. So what they're saying is if you withhold a listing from like the marketplace, and then you want to put it on the MLS, no,
they won't let you.
Right. Now, but the definition of publicly marketed is where it's going to be dicey, because is putting it on the MLS different than an agent or different than a buyer putting it on Zillow?
Yeah.
Well, like if they tell their neighbors,
Zillow is all encompassing. You can market it however you want.
If the seller tells somebody in their neighborhood that their house is for sale and Zillow finds out about it because it's been public? 1 day.
Yeah.
If the server farm in California is like, we figured, so stupid.
Joe's Garage. I had a call once from Joe's Garage in North Carolina. I think I told you.
Yeah.
Property. Is that public? Or yeah.
says
silly to me. I
it
don't know.
says Compass is a defendant in an antitrust suit filed by Zillow against it in Chicagoland MLS real estate data, in which the listing portal claims that the whatever conspired with Compass to not only expand nationwide, but to cut off its listing feed to Zillow by updating its IDX display, so the Zillow would be in violation of the policy if it enforced its listing standards.
They removed all of Compass's listings, right? In
At
Chicago?
one point in time, didn't they?
I think so. For a few days.
Yeah. And then it says the National Association of Realtors, they're like, we'll throw our hat in there today. We're bored. Published guidance stating that on virtual office websites, that in order to support cooperation, fair housing, and transparency, and based on prior discussions with the U.S. Department of Justice, all active listings in an MLS must be available through a virtual office website data feed. And then it says Zillow, which launched a virtual office website feed to supplement its IDX feeds last September, would then be in violation of this guidance if it did not display active listings in the virtual office data feed.
They lost me. They lost me a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I stopped caring, maybe.
I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to understand. Like, I'm a real estate agent. Somebody may ask me this question on the street.
Right.
And how am I supposed to answer it other than I don't know? My mommy and daddy are fighting.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
And then the other thing is, like, even that is confusing. The Department of Justice gave guidance.
What do they know about real
Exactly. Has it gone through the courts?
Right.
And when is it, like, I don't know. It's just, all right, I'm not even looking at the other article. So basically everyone out there, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I don't know.
They're arguing to be I don't know why. But
it's just stupid. It's absurdity. Okay. We're going to the next one. This was, like I feel like I know that we have to go to a school every 2 years, I think, and study ethics. And I feel like this agent here, they did not pay attention in class.
Right.
Okay. But this is the absurdity of real estate, like in a nutshell. So I thought that would be the fun way to go about it. I'm not going to say the lady's name.
I caught that.
I'm not going to say the lady's name unless I accidentally read it. And it's an allegation. She hasn't been proven guilty.
No, this was pretty recent, I guess, right? From what I understood.
They found the person.
They found the person, right.
It's like a cold case file.
Right.
All right. So this lady was arrested in the killing of another lady who was found with roughly 100 stab wounds in Arlington. Now, just off the bat, I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to talk to Mike. I can see you on this screen where I can't see on the other one. So, Mike, if I get stabbed one time and I die, or I get stabbed 1,000 times and I die, to me, I'm still dead.
You're still dead. Just depends how mad that person was at you, I guess.
And like, this goes to like another thing to me. It's like, let's say we banned knives. Is this woman, is this woman going to be sporked to death? You remember the Taco Bell spork? It's a spoon and a fork.
Yep.
I mean, I don't care how many times a person was stabbed.
No.
It's not relevant to, I have no threshold in my mind for too many stabbings. Like, it doesn't work.
I don't know why they had to make it such a big deal of her profession. I don't care.
I think it's this because this does tie in. You missed it. That's what happened.
I missed it.
Yeah. It says, okay, so this lady was like 10 years ago, they found her murdered. Okay. Right. Now, then that was in 2012. I said, investigators said there's no obvious sign of forced entry, raising the possibility that the lady knew the person who killed her or willingly opened the door.
Yeah.
And then it says surveillance.
They have video.
Yeah, surveillance video before the grisly discovery I always see when I see grizzly like that, I'm one of those people that's like play on words. So I think grizzly like a bear.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's like, oh my God, there's a murder scene and there's a grizzly bear.
And there's a grizzly
folks.
with a knife.
So it said they showed a person wearing baggy clothing and a hoodie. I mean, that's pretty much every 25-year-old today.
Right.
Climbing the stairs to the unit. The person knocked. So we know they were polite. They were a polite murderer. Appeared to exchange words and was then allowed inside. And says then the case went cold. And then it says this was a highlight. Investigators did, however, recover blood from the scene that did not belong to the person that was murdered.
Of course. It's going to be messy. It's going to be grisly.
It's just like.
That's what they did a great job with that write-up, that picture, though.
Yeah. And then it says in 2016, Arlington police worked with a company, Parabon Nanolabs, to analyze the unknown DNA. It used technology to produce a composite predicting the person's likely appearance, including long brown hair and Latino ancestry. So they took the DNA from the blood. Okay.
And they found her picture.
And they said that it has to be a Latino with long hair. What are the odds? And then at that point, are we just messing with people?
I thought so. I thought this was an advertisement for the technology company.
What if the DNA came back and it was a grizzly bear?
Yeah. Would have been a different story.
It would have been a grisly discovery.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so there was no suspect. And then it says it gained life in 2024 when they looked for help from the investigative genetic genealogy program. Right. And then that provided a significant lead. And then they gathered an additional evidence and obtained a warrant. You got to get a warrant. Okay. So then it says they have not released what the evidence was that confirmed the lead, whether she had direct DNA comparison or if she knew Chavez.
That's where they lost me.
Well, they're just saying they don't know. They don't have the reason. They're not going to tell you why they figured it was her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then this is where it got to the fun. This is why I got to the article. Okay.
She's real.
Yeah. This lady had worked locally as a real estate agent for years, posting listings on her social media account. Now, I'm a real estate agent and I post property listings on my socials because that's what I do.
It's part of the job.
Part of the job. It doesn't seem that controversial.
No.
It's like, hey, this is just dumb. That irritated me. It's like, is there a correlation between people that post listings of properties they're selling online and murderers?
Right. That's where I kind of was like, why? Who cares what she does for a living?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I mean, so then it says her Texas license remained active as of Monday.
Yeah.
And then it advertised for the brokerage. So if you want to be a brokerage next to an alleged murderer, there's the I don't know how. Good luck with that. Comment. Yeah, good luck with that reporting or their recruiting. It's just not good. But okay, so her license remained active. Well, what are they going to do? She's a suspect. Can't just get rid of somebody's license as a suspect for a murder 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it says Velasquez's, I said her name, I'm sorry. The agent's social media account captured the real estate agent gallivanting on trips with family and friends following the alleged murderer. So it's like, is the argument that they're upset with her for traveling after murdering?
Right. She's having.
Like if she would have just stayed home. Yeah, if she would have stayed home and just kept posting listings, everything would have been fine. But it's her gallivanting across the country and the world.
Right. It was odd.
And it says it showed her smiling. Smiling. How dare you smile?
Not a care in the world.
It's like
that's the realtor's dream.
I mean, Anyway,
That's a good comment.
yeah. It, I don't know. I don't know if it was.
Could be. I don't know.
I do have an idea. I'm going to go back. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to go back here. I would say this. It's possible that this woman was going to list her house or apartment, and she was just so annoying that the agent lost her cool.
100 times?
Lost it 100 times. Or she couldn't make up her mind. She's like, I'm going to list it. No, I'm not. And then she's like, I'm going to list it, but could you give me Compass's 3-step listing process and contrast that with the lawsuit with Zillow?
Right.
And maybe the agent got confused or irritated by the question. I don't want to make light of the person's death. Oh, no. Now we got, now see, I can't get rid of it either. No, I don't think that. That's not classy.
That's what happens when you go live.
Yeah. And I'll find that button someday. So anyway, I don't know. It's like you're a real estate agent, and so you're supposed to have pictures of you on vacation elsewhere because you have all this money. Yeah. And so why did you kill this person? So
glamorous.
It's not.
It's not. Realtors are living the dream.
All right. That was that one. Now let me see if I got the thing right. All right.
This one's interesting.
Yeah, this is the last one we're going to do. I think we're doing good on time today, Mike. I know you got to get out of here. So here's what I want to do. I want to explain this scam.
Yeah, I think
as best I can.
Be a little, yeah.
Okay. So it says the city of St. Louis targets slow flip real estate company. Apparently there's videos that the guy creates on YouTube.
Yep.
Okay. So, it says it's accusing them of creating a trap for unwary buyers. It says the city of St. Louis is taking action against a real estate company that uses a slow flip business model. The city that some have characterized as predatory. Okay. So if I were to ask you, what do you think this is? What do you think that the crime is here?
Slow flip. Took them too long to flip it. If I didn't know about the industry?
No, I mean, if you know right now, just seeing that, because I'm questioning a slow flip.
I think it is. I think it's like the auto guys, high risk financing.
It seemed that way to me.
Yeah.
It seemed that way to me.
It
says, yeah. So it says that the lawsuit says that it sells houses on a contract for deed basis, meaning it retains title of the property while the buyer takes physical possession and assumes responsibility for maintenance and repairs, paying for them out of pocket while making installment payments to bustling funding. So this is, to me, the old rent to own.
Rent to own. They have it right here. Lease to own, rent to own, which never ends well.
No.
I haven't done a whole lot of them, but.
Well, people ask me will you ask the seller if they'll do rent to own? And I'll say, sure. And I'll go to the seller and say, they want to rent to own it. And the seller's like, get out of here with that nonsense.
Right.
So, okay. So that says the city's lawsuit says this arrangement represents a trap for unwary buyers. It alleges if a buyer misses a payment, makes a late payment, or fails to perform required maintenance or repairs, Bustling Fund typically sues to retake possession of the property. If the buyer loses possession, they also lose any money they paid in installments, as well as the value of the improvements they've made in the home. Okay? Which is true.
Which is true. And if that's part of their business plan, that's the problem.
But that is their business plan.
Yeah. And with intention to take the house back. You're not going to make the payments. I'm going to get it back.
It's basically the high
risk auto loan.
Absolutely. That's the whole point. In the high risk auto loan, you have all your money in the and the fees before you even give the person the car.
Yeah.
All right. So then why did the city get involved?
Consumer protection.
It says the slow flip strategy is built on the assumption that all buyers will default, that they'll never receive title of the properties, and that sellers will profit from the amounts paid prior to such defaults. And it says it doesn't specify how many properties are involved, although it says they've entered into contracts for dozens of properties, a large majority of them in North St. Louis. And so if you're from St. Louis, the St. Louis area, North St. Louis is traditionally, for the past 50 or 60 years, you don't normally go to North St. Louis,
okay,
the city, and then it's just not, it's not good. It's not good.
You're right. It's the lease to own.
From the home ownership perspective of, getting equity in your home for just living there. That's what I would say. I don't want to say anything else like that.
Yeah.
So then,
too much.
So, all right. But my thing is you've got a lawyer, okay, working for this company. That lawyer knows exactly what this company's doing.
I think we all know.
So you got a slimy lawyer.
Yeah.
But those are also supposed to be ethical people. There were 48 parcels in the city owned by this company, but none of them are under that name today. It says the city is not seeking to outlaw the model itself. It just centers on their failure to comply with a city ordinance requiring occupancy permits before people move into homes.
Now, were the houses in such bad shape that they didn't have occupancy?
I think that they would not get an occupancy permit because they would say the bustling company would say, well, it's not our property anymore. It's not our job to get an occupancy permit for a property we don't own.
Do you need an occupancy permit in Missouri every time
it's not easy to do Missouri. In St. Louis City, you need an occupancy permit for every move, and there's a different one for leases. And then in the county, there's 98 different municipalities with a quarter of that being in unrepresented or unincorporated St. Louis County, which then has its own set of inspections.
In all transactions?
Yeah. So like in Ladue right now, I'm representing a seller. They do not need an occupancy permit to get in the home. It's in St. Louis County, but it's a municipality. And so the municipality sets their own rules. Now, what I like about that one is if you have significant renovations done, you need to get an occupancy inspection.
Right. That makes sense.
I thought so too.
Significant.
Yeah. Like you put on an addition.
Yeah.
The code, I think now, if you change the bathrooms, you may have to have like hardwired smoke detectors. So they're going to check and see if you did that. I would rather do that than just mindless occupancy inspections.
Right.
So then it says,
that's interesting. And that goes back to part of the difference between St. Louis and Arizona.
Right.
They're different.
100%. And so then they're asking the judge to declare that it must obtain occupancy permits for properties sold through these contract for deed. So I'm guessing that the policy right now is that
they don't get them.
Well, they don't get them, but then somehow that's not. Well, they're being sued because they're not doing it.
Right.
But why are you having a judge declare that they must do it?
It sounded to me like it's a way to something to get them on, like
yes.
I don't know.
And it says bustling funding. Yeah, it says was incorporated with noted local evictions attorney. So and so is a registered agent.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a guy out of Virginia that apparently is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a loan shark. They found something to put them on.
Yeah. So do you think you have that there?
Have what there? Slow flipping?
Yeah.
We have some. I've done some Phoenix properties in the 300,000-400,000, and everybody wants to do the contract for deed, and they exist. But
my thing is
not deal with them.
Oh. My thing is this. Now that I proved I could put it on there, I'm going to take it off. My thing is this. Let's just look at a home buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like you say, hey, I want to buy a home. All right. Well, I mean, maybe you call me. Maybe you call you. Right? Are you going to say, well, don't bother with buying a home. Go with the rent to own model. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
No agent's ever going to say that.
No.
And there's a reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it doesn't go well.
But it sounds great.
It does sound good.
No money down, $1,500
No money down.
a month.
Yeah.
That's like my whole paycheck. That's great. I can buy a house today.
Buy a house today that I don't own.
That you don't own.
Like, I understand. Like, do we think the people are desperate or duped? Or both?
Both. They have both. They see, I think, the fact that it's in the company's business model and plan, that's how they expect to get the house back. They know they're not going to pay.
I don't like, this is part of the shady part of real estate, right?
There's a lot of it. There's a lot of it.
And so, like, the guy is going around saying, look, I make all this money.
Yeah.
But it's how you're making your money.
Yeah. I never understood why real estate attracts that crowd. I don't know.
Well, it's bizarre to me that someone would think, like, okay, like let's say they've got a family, okay, and they're like, hey, I need to make money for my family, so I'm going to buy houses, and then I'm going to look for people that can't afford the house and put them in it, and then when they can't continue to make payments, just take the house back. Right. All right, and then everyone should love me because of all this money that I make. Right? My family should think I'm a wonderful guy. And then I'm going to put it on YouTube. And I'm going to show other people how great of an investor I am.
How to do it, right?
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah. And like, to me, that just the level of disconnect from where I'm at.
Right.
In my own life.
And it's everywhere. I don't know if Arizona has so many wholesalers, flippers, deed for contracts. There's so many wraps. And some of them are great. Some offer a good service, but most of them are just
really bad.
They're terrible, and they just text me all day long. Can I help find their next deal?
Right.
It's terrible. We used to say when we had the chiropractic office, practicing medicine without a license. It's practicing real estate without a license. You can't find them.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's like, I understand the theory, like it could work out for the buyer.
Yeah.
But they're not looking for one that it works out.
No, they don't want you to pay that. It's the corner auto sales guy who sells you the junker for
it's just
finance through him.
Like, you're preying on people that's not right.
No, they're down on their luck.
Down on their luck or not able to make good decisions.
Yeah.
So anyway, like if we could take anything away from this, look, if you can't afford a house, it's okay.
It's okay.
That's all right. But if you can't afford a house, don't compound the issue by searching for a way to do something that you probably shouldn't.
Probably.
Don't buy a house on a contract for deed just because you have a house.
Right.
Like, that's not going to work.
It didn't say the interest rate either, did it?
No.
Probably 30%. I don't know.
I suspect that the interest rate was high and the monthly payments were also high.
Yep. I can imagine.
So that's my thing. Like if I ever, like people will come to me sometimes and they'll say, I'd like to buy a house. And I'll say, well, let's go look and see if we can get you approved with a mortgage. And then it comes back and there's no way.
Right.
I say, there's no way.
Right.
Okay. Now, do I want to be that bad guy? No, I tell my mortgage guy to tell him that. I don't want to kill your dream, but I understand, you know, it's sometimes it's not the right time to buy. That doesn't mean you should go instantly try to find a rent to own.
No. Or
yeah.
Now everybody wants the I can't think of it. The VA loan that.
Oh, the fix-up loan?
Not the fix-up loan. The what's the word? You can have my 3% loan.
Assuming a mortgage.
Assumable mortgage. Yeah.
Well, I like that idea. The problem is that you have to come up with the difference.
And they don't really exist.
And I don't think you can take a second.
No, you can't.
So
they sound great. They're a great theory. But most mortgages are not assumable.
Well, it's just anyway.
And you're going to come up with an extra $300,000-$400,000.
That's the problem. That is the real problem. Is the buying out of the loan.
Yeah.
So, with that, I think we'll head out. Short show today.
That was short. Hour 40.
I enjoyed it.
They're always fun. I look forward to these all week. These are great.
Yeah. So if anybody has a question or anything, or if you want to type something in the chat, be nice to us because we're technologically incompetent. But that's it. Mike, you have a good rest of your